Hi everyone, this is makeup look. The makeup that I'm doing today is an everyday look, and it's been one that I've been wearing a lot recently. It's been my favorite for, I don't know, a couple of months I think, and that's quite a lot for me. Being a makeup artist, I like to experiment and I like to try new things out, but I just have kept coming back to this look because I like it so much. And I think it's perfect for spring or summer because it's kind of easy but very fresh looking, so I hope you'll enjoy it. To start off with, I am using a tinted moisturizer. I'm using Mercier, and I know I've been using this for this is the third video that I'm using it on, but it is summer and I like to go with a light coverage then, at least for daytime. So, just putting it on with my fingers. Pulling it slightly down my neck, just to even out the color a bit. And then on to concealer. I'm using one from Dior called Skin Perfecting Hydrating Concealer. And I'm using the color 001 Ivory. Then just put a very small amount on the back of my head, and then take a MAC 224 brush and just start working the concealer in the dark places under my eyes. And as you've probably seen me do before, I like to use this concealer also to highlight the brow bones and the cupid's bow. Like that. And I do need a bit more coverage also, so I'm using a concealer from MAC called Studio Finish Concealer, and I use the color NW25. And just on a flat kind of stiff concealer brush, this is just a cheap one, I apply this concealer where I need it. And then I go back to my MAC 224 brush and blend this in. I have quite oily eyelids, so I use a primer on my eyelids. I use one from Lumene called Beauty Base Eyeshadow Primer, and I just put a bit on the back of my hand and use my fingers. Oops, made a mess there. To put it on the lid and slightly above the socket. After that, I use a paint pot on my eyelids also. This is from MAC and the color is called Bear Study, which is a really pretty kind of light pinkish white color with a little bit of shimmer, and that will go perfect with the eyeshadow that I'm going to put on next. And also this combined with my primer makes my eyeshadow stay on all day, which is really good. So firstly I pat in any excess from the primer, and then I put this on with my finger. This is a cream shadow that sets dry. I like to put this just all the way actually up to the brow bone. Give me an even color and also slightly enhance the highlighting of the brow bone. Then I'm going to put on an eyeshadow from MAC called Naked Lunch. This is a really pretty color. It's kind of a pinkish white base with a light shimmer in it, and it just looks gorgeous on the eyelids. I love this color. And I'm using a MAC 217. And I put this all over the lid. And make sure you get the color slightly in the inner corner here as well. Then take the same brush and same color and draw a line underneath your eye, starting from the inner corner, because that's where you want to focus the color. And then I'm taking another 217 from MAC and a MAC eyeshadow called Espresso, and I'm just taking it on the brush and erasing my eyebrows. I put this brush in the socket, starting from the outer corner, and just working the colour in, making sure that most of the colour ends up here in the outer corner. Just following the socket line and slightly winging out here in the end. And then let down your eyebrows again and start blending the color. And the same thing on the other eye. Find your socket line and work the colour in, starting from the outer corner. When you're happy with the shading you did, you go back to the first 217 brush, which has a little bit of Naked Lunch on it, and then you just blend the top line in to soften the edges. Then I take the Espresso color again and an angle brush. This is from Louis Young, and I use this to fill in my brows. Then I take a hairspray and just spray a bit on my finger and dab it on, just to keep them in place. This is just a simple way, very quick. Then I have to curl my lashes because they're very straight. This is an eyelash curler from MAC. And then I take makeup.avi Aqua Smoky Lash, which is my favorite mascara. Then I take a powder. This is from Chanel. It's a loose powder. And a MAC 129 brush. Oops. And I powder my face, focusing on the center of the face. And a little bit on the cheeks. Then I move on to blush, and I'm using one from Illamasqua. This is called Lover. I won this in a giveaway actually on my blog from a lovely girl called, or her blog is called Delightful Speaks. I will put a link to her blog down below. But this is a very pretty peachy color. Can't speak today. So I just smile and dab this on my cheeks, the apples of my cheeks, and brush it just gently backwards. And then I take another mascara. This is Extreme from Lancome, the waterproof version. I'm not a really big fan of this mascara because I don't think it's extreme at all. But I like it for the bottom lashes because I want them to be a bit more discreet, and the Makeup Forever one is a bit too much, I think. So I just put a little bit of this. On my lower lashes. And then for the lips, this is a lip gloss from Victoria's Secret that my sister got for me in New York. It is called Beauty Rush Lip Gloss, and the color is Strawberry Fizz, and I love this, and it smells heavenly. So I'm just applying it on my lips. So this is the finished look. I really hope you like it and that you'll give it a try. And have a nice day, everyone. Bye!